Time it has, of course, just struck 6:30 p.m. It is time to get underway for another Ray White Ringwood online auction event. My name is Chris Watson. I'm privileged to be here this evening as your selling auctioneer, of course, joined by the Ray White Ringwood team there, the good-looking office right there on screen. Today's auction, ladies and gentlemen, we'll move along to the next slide. We have 3 properties that were due to go to auction tonight. As you can see on the slide, a couple have been successfully sold prior. We'll, of course, update you on those in due course. Of course, we do partner here at Ray White with Loan Market. Ben Taylor, good-looking rooster he is. He is your home loan specialist. If you are thinking about refinancing, you want to make sure you are getting the competitive rates in the marketplace. Of course, there is a bit of ambiguity at the moment regarding rates with potential rate rises. Ben's your man. Give him a call. There is his name, his number, and his email on screen. And of course, we'll pass you with our investment specialist if you're looking to perhaps get into property investing or add to your portfolio, or perhaps just want to have a conversation about how does it all look and what do we need to do. Give Will a call, send him an email. He'll be more than happy to chat to you regarding your property investment needs. Well, ladies and gentlemen, there's a few ways that you're able to bid here this evening. The option number 1 is down the bottom there. As you can see, you have the microphone and your camera. You have to make sure that they are not red, but they are turned on. And if you do that, then you are able, I will be able to see you, I'll be able to hear you, so you can bid like you would on the street. You can put your hand up, yell out your bid, I will see you, and I will hear you, and we will acknowledge the bid. The second option, which is probably the way I would suggest, ladies and gentlemen, is in that bottom right. If you can see next to the 2 little people, currently 16 is how many people are on the meeting this evening. Next to that is, of course, a speech bubble, which brings up the inner chat or inner call messages. What you're able to do there, ladies and gentlemen, just type your bid in. It'll pop up on my screen. Just bear in mind, ladies and gentlemen, my job this evening is to help guide you where you need to be with your bidding endeavours. So just keep an ear out for my instructions. Just because you bid doesn't mean the bid is acknowledged. Keep an ear out and I will guide you all the way. Well, ladies and gentlemen, here at Ray White Ringwood, we do believe in trying to give back to the community. A charity, of course, that we do give back to is Finnan's Gifts. Elisa Camplin, unfortunately, she lost her son, Finnan, to a cardiovascular disease. So we do raise money for Finnan's Gifts, which does raise money for much needed funds for equipment into the children's cardiovascular ward at the Children's Hospital. So, ladies and gentlemen, we do donate a bottle of Verve this evening. I will be calling the auction, of course. We'll just take some credit card details afterwards if you want. We're going to auction off a bottle of Verve. Where do we go for a great cause? Who wants to sponsor the charity? Who, of course, wants to take home a nice bottle of champagne? We'll get that delivered, of course, being an online auction. Where do we go? Opening bidder offer for a charity auction here this evening. Bottle of Verve at $30 there from Mr. Condon. Thank you there at 30 and 50. Bang, straight back at you. That's $50 there. Let's go 70. 50 I have. Clearly Belford, Kathleen on the chat. First goal, $50. 60 back at you. I'll take it. 60 with Mac. That's $60 a bit now. 70 seems logical. I would have thought. That's $60 I have. 70. Just a new face in the race and welcome at 70. That's $70 now. Let's go 80, Mac. That's $70 first call. 80, Kathleen, I got it there at 80. 90, get you back, Justin, all condo. 90 back in there for Matt Condon. You've reappeared like a magic trick at $90. First call, 100. Nice, around the numbers for $100 there. At $100, the big clearly bid off at $100 with a bottle of champagne. All proceeds, of course, go to charity. First call, $100. 110, bang, not to be outdone from Matt Condon at $110 now. Where do we go from here? Suggest 20. First call at 110. Second call at $110. Third and final time. No better bid. We sell away. We're selling, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you very much, Matt Condon. You're secure there. Of course, we'll be in touch to get your credit card details going to a great cause. Thank you very much for your support there, and a bottle of champagne coming your way. Well, ladies and gentlemen, today's auction, of course, will be conducted in accordance with any rules that are made available before the start of the auction. The auction rules prohibited auctioneer from accepting any late bids or offers for the property after the property has been knocked down to the successful bidder. So what that means in layman's terms, ladies and gentlemen, is I'll call the property 3 times. First call, second call, third and final call. But when the gavel falls, all over, Red Rover, can't take any late bidder offers past that point, of course. Tonight's vendors, they do have a reserve prize as auctioneer. I'll indicate bidders on request. The law prohibits false bids and prohibits bidders attempting to stop other bidders from bidding, and the law does provide fines for this conduct. The rules that do permit vendor bids, I'll make it really simple and really obvious tonight, ladies and gentlemen, if I'm going to make a bid on behalf of the vendor. In fact, I'll make it so simple, I'll even use those words, a vendor bidder by law. Only I, as the auctioneer, may make a vendor bid. Well, ladies and gentlemen, that's the pedantic stuff is out of the way. Let's get into the auctions this evening. Lot number 1, 5/18, Ross Road in Croydon. Unfortunately, it's gone. It's been sold. Congratulations, Ruben and Josh. Sold for $858,000 prior to auction, ladies and gentlemen. Well done there. Very happy vendors and buyers, of course. Let's move along to lot number 2. Lot number 2, presented, of course, by Olivia Mackie, 111 Manchester Road in Mooroolbark. 3 bedrooms, 1 bathroom, 1 couple, 353 square metres of fine Mooroolbark soil. Beautifully updated, modern, there it is, right on screen. They're perfect if you are perhaps a first home buyer, or perhaps you're looking a low maintenance property, gorgeous outdoor entertaining area, as I said, modern throughout, floors, kitchen, bathroom. It is all been done, moved straight on in, great location, walking distance to train station, parks and schools and eateries right at your doorstep, as you can see through the window there. Lovely views over the Dandenongs and beyond. We sell these today, ladies and gentlemen. We do call for a 10% deposit and settlement to be set down on the 8th of August. I'm aware from Olivia, some parties have sought for variations. Those variations have been approved, been with confidence, knowing the vendors have done everything that they can to make it simple for you to bid and buy here this evening. And of course, if you are looking for the investment rental return that Will Pascal has done for us is $425 to $475 per week is what we have estimated the property will bring in rental returns. A wonderful property, wonderful offering, plenty of interest in the property. Probably enough out of me. You've seen it, you loved it, your chance to bid and buy it. Where do we go? Opening bidder offer. Get me underway. 111 Manchester Road in Mooroolbark. What's it worth? Where do we go? It's good to see, ladies and gentlemen, even in this new COVID world where we're doing online auctions, that some traditions of auctions are carrying over to the online space. Whenever we call for that opening bid at an on-site auction, guess what? It's usually crickets. No one talks. It's good to see the traditions carried over. No one wants to bid. I understand the first bid is the hardest bid, but hey, it's not the first bid that matters. It's the last bid that they'll put in the paper. Where do we go? Opening bidder offer. Happy to start it with me on a vendor bid if need be. Look for a start at $550,000. I think we can all agree there's a hell of a lot of real estate there at $550,000. Happy to put a vendor bid in there and we'll kick it off if we have to. Start off with a vendor bid of $550,000 with me and the vendor. Let's go. Taking 10th in time from there. That's $550,000. Clearly bid off it here at $550. Let's go 60. That's $550 the bid now. Clearly bid off it here at $550 with me and the vendor the starter. That's $550,000. Jump on in 60-hour search. Call it 3 times. Plenty of interest in the property. Plenty of people on the media not interested in the property. Fortunately, silence is not golden when it comes to the land of auctions. You've got to be in the winner, as they say. I need to bid. Any rise at all, 60 I'll take. At $550,000, call it 3 times. Just want to remind everyone that what happens here, ladies and gentlemen, no one bids. I know there's plenty of people that are interested in the property. What happens there if the property pauses and passes on a vendor bid? It means that the door is open for everyone after auction. There are plenty of people interested in the property that couldn't bid under auction conditions. What that means is if you're bidding here tonight, you've got to bid. Because if you don't, then you're going to have to put your offer in after auction with what we would call post-auction competition. Plenty of people wanting to put offers in subject to finance and those things that couldn't get under auction conditions. If you can bid here this evening under auction conditions, now is the time to jump on in. At $550,000, I'm going to call it 3 times. At $550,000, first call with me, the vendor. 60 I search, 50 I have. Second call, $550,000. Third, Final time. That's 550,000, 60 to get them in. That's 550 I have. 3 bedrooms, 1 bathroom, 353 square metres of Mooroolbark soil, lovely outdoor entertaining area, modern throughout, kitchens, bathrooms, flooring, it's all done for you. Hell of a lot of real estate here for that price is what the saying is. At $550,000, searching for 60. Well, ladies and gentlemen, just going to maybe press pause on that. Give us a moment. We'll be back in before you can say cat in the hat. Well, ladies and gentlemen, thanks for your patience. Big decision. I'm sure we can appreciate buying and selling in a real estate. For those that joined, $550,000 is the current bid. Calling for $560,000, $10,000 raise and done at $550,000. Still calling for the 60. First call at $550. If you have interest in the property, now is the time to jump in. It means we pass the property into you. If you are the only bidder tonight and you are the highest bidder, what that means is we close the door on the competition. We deal exclusively with you. The other buyers, they don't get a look. We've had plenty of interest in the property. Plenty of people are hoping that this exact thing happens. They couldn't get under auction conditions, but they have interest in the property. Don't confuse, no bidders with no interest, because there's plenty of interest in this. Second call at $550,000. Third and final time at $550,000. 60 I search. Well, ladies and gentlemen, we probably knew this was going to happen. Like I said, we've got plenty of interest in the property. So what we're going to do is we're going to place one last vendor bid in. I'm going to place a vendor bid in at $650,000. Last vendor bid for me. Otherwise, we're going to move into our post-auction competition. So $650,000 is the bid. We're going to call it 3 times. First call, $650. Any rise above that, give yourself the chance to negotiate with the vendor. Second call, $650. Third and final time at $650,000. Well, as I said, ladies and gentlemen, we knew this was likely to happen. Plenty of people were racing against the clock, just could not get the paperwork back from the bank, couldn't bid at auction. We know there's plenty of interest in the property. Those people are going to be very, very happy when Olivia goes and rings them tonight and says, hey, guess what? Your dreams came true. The 111 Manchester Road is still available. Put an offer in. If you have interest in the property, please let Olivia know what we're going to do. We're going to move our post-auction negotiation. As they say, auctions are a process. They're not an event. I'm sure next time you drive down Manchester Road and look at 111, you'll see a big sold sticker on that one. Let's move along to lot number 3. Lot number 3, ladies and gentlemen, 17 Phoenix Circuit into Brookfield. That one, ladies and gentlemen.